All right, Cincinnati, no longer the Bengals because Joe Burrow, baby. Too bad that his leg got bent back in like 50 million pieces and probably won't be ready for the beginning of the season. But yeah, baby, Joe Burrow, smoking Joe, you got him. But the rest of the team sucks. All right, Cincinnati, welcome to After Reviewing the Play. This is Armchair GM. I'm going over the Bengals, if you didn't know. Bengals, they were 4-11-1. They got that one win against who everyone thought was the really badass Eagles team, and they weren't so badass, and neither were you. Bengals offensive rating, they were 28th overall, 27th in the pass, 24th in the rush. Defense, they were 26th overall, 19th against the pass, 28th against the rush. And being 19th against the pass just means that teams didn't have to pass the ball against you because they were always winning and just needed to run the clock out. So the GM, owner, everything, mini Jerry Jones, Mike Brown is your GM. And this is the part that sucks because he can never get fired because he's the owner. At least it feels like Jerry Jones cares a little bit. But with Mike Brown, I mean, he has a laundry list of players and coaches that just plain don't like his guts. You got that going for you, Cincinnati. I know you've known that for a long time, but I'm sorry that you have to deal with it. But hopefully things are changing. Hopefully the team can get past all this. And hopefully Joe Burrow is good enough to get the Bengals over the hump. All right, head coach is Zach Taylor. He's in his third year. He came from the Rams. Brian Callahan, offensive coordinator, Lou Anarumo. They're both in their third year. I feel like these guys' seats are warm. They're not hot, but they're warm. I think something needs to change as far as this team has to win. Plain and simple. This team has to start winning. I think they might have a longer leash because Mike Brown has a propensity to fire people. So I think they're getting a longer leash because who else is going to want to go coach the Bengals? All right, biggest need. Cornerback is the biggest. I know a lot of Bengal fans are like, whoa, have you seen our offensive line? Did you see Joe Burrow's leg get bent backwards? Did you see how terrible that was? Yes, I did. But you still need cornerback more because your best two corners are free agents. So if you can get one of those guys back, sure, fine. Re-sign those guys. But that is your biggest need is cornerback. Offensive line obviously is a need, and that's on this list too. But cornerback, you need that worse. You need linebackers. You need defense. You need defensive end. You need a tight end. This is one of the only teams that's really tight end needy. So you need to shore that up. Notable free agents. You got some longtime Bengals who aren't going to be there anymore. AJ Green is a free agent. John Ross, Mackenzie Alexander, William Jackson III. They're going to be gone unless I would try to re-sign William Jackson. The Bengals have too many other needs. Might as well bring back one of the guys who knows your system, can still play. He is still one of those guys that you could really use on a young defense. He's still young enough. You can give him a big contract. Just shore him up. I'm pretty sure they're going to franchise tag him anyway. You got Carl Lawson. You got Quinton Spain. You got the backup quarterback, Brandon Allen. There's a lot of free agents for this team. There's going to be a lot of bodies to fill. But the good thing is that the Bengals have a lot of cap space. So there you go. You got $45.59 million in cap space. So you're set there. You can actually sign some free agents. You can do some things. Notable draft picks. You got the 5th overall pick. You got the 38th overall pick, which is in the 2nd round. You got the 3rd round, 4th round pick. Nothing special, nothing fancy. You got the draft picks you're supposed to have. You're not the Rams. You're not the Dolphins. So this is what I would do. And I talked in length at the beginning of this video about how Joe Burrow is good. He's the future. He has shown that he's a gamer and that he could play football in this league. Problem is he's still hurt. He's still messed up. This Bengal team is supposed to be better. They're not elite. They're not 14-2 good. They're not Super Bowl contenders. No one is expecting the Bengals to be that good this year. What I would do is not rush Joe Burrow back. Don't make Joe Burrow take the field unless he is 100%. And I don't care how good he's feeling. I don't care how well he's played in the offseason or in the preseason. I don't want him starting week 1, like on a bad leg. So I want to get one of these good backup quarterbacks to be my backup and to be my starter for the beginning of the season. I'm thinking Tyrod Taylor or Colt McCoy. These are guys that I want to bring in so they can bring their knowledge and experience, share it with Joe Burrow. Not only that, they'll be that bridge until he's ready to come back and be at 100%. You got a lot of cap space, so I want to bring in someone like Yannick Ngakoue. I want to bring in someone like Olivier Vernon, sign him to a short deal. Alex Mack, if you can get him on a short deal, he's an older center, but he is a very good, very reliable center that can shape that offensive line. You want to get some help for William Jackson if you're able to re-sign him. You want to get a Rashad Breeland or something, like a vet, scrappy cornerback that's going to do that dirty work. You need that other cornerback on the other side that's going to make teams fear passing against you. Like, even Lamar Jackson can't wait until he plays the Bengals. It's like, all right, like, I suck as a quarterback, but Bengals are coming to town. I got at least 2 games where I can do something. I'm looking at a Russell Okung. I'm looking at a Alejandro Villanueva. I'm looking at these guys because these are guys, they're vets. They know how to play. They know how to they know how to protect premier quarterbacks' backs. So I want to get one of these guys. And before I get into the draft pick, I want to say that every Bengals fan in the world, that they have it penciled in. They're going to their mock drafts. They're going to the PFF draft predictor, and they're picking Penei Sewell as their number 5 pick, as their first round pick. And everyone says it. Everyone's trying to do it. I'm saying, don't do that. I'm saying, get one of these crazy good corners like a Patrick Surtain or a Caleb Farley, especially if they have good pro days. If they show that they can be elite cornerbacks, I would pick them before I would pick Penei Sewell, and maybe even trade back. It's like, oh, I'm the Bengals. I could probably trade back from that and pick up one of these good corners at like an 8 or a 9 and let one of these quarterback hungry teams like the Panthers or the Eagles, I can have them jump up, and then I'll just trade back and I'll take whatever cornerbacks remaining, and I can solve all of my problems for offensive line in free agency. So that's what I'm trying to do. So if I'm the GM for the Bengals, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get assets. I'm trying to get more first round picks. I'm trying to get more draft picks in general. And if I can trade for one of these quarterback hungry teams like the Panthers, I'm going to do that. Someone's going to want a Trey Lance at number 5. Someone's going to want a Mac Jones at number 5 maybe. You can trick someone into getting one of these picks, and then you could get a Caleb Farley. There's plenty of tackles and guards and offensive linemen all throughout this draft. You don't need to get Penei Sewell at number 5. That being said, all right, thank you for listening. Like, there's some videos on the side. I'm doing all 32 teams. There's a handful over there that I've done already. Hopefully this Bengal team will impress you next year. Hopefully this Bengal team will do a little something. Maybe Joe Mixon will actually have a decent fantasy year. I hope so, because the last 2 years, man, you let me down. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.